Nithyanandam, this is Ma Nithya Chitambarananda, the Smiling Sannyasi. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. So today I wanted to share about a topic that a friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine, and I were speaking about just a few weeks ago. And this is a huge topic, I know. It's a topic of very heated discussions. People are very, very opinionated about this topic in particular. And so I just wanted to share some light on what Swamiji, so my beloved Guru, Bhagawan Sri Nityananda Paramashivam, has said. And not just Swamiji, but what other people, perhaps sitting on my side of the fence of the argument, have shared about this topic. And this topic is the importance of having a Guru. So I think I have made a video about this before in the past. I'm not sure. I don't really go over what I've shared before. But anyhow, because we've had this discussion very recently, I thought, let me share this for whoever needs to be hearing this right now. So I've been seeking now for a very, very long time, and I've only really started taking the whole path of enlightenment, of self-realization seriously since finding Swamiji. So before I found Swamiji, I had a very warped perception about myself and the ideas that I carried about God. When I say about myself, I mean what my relationship is in particular to what we term as the divine, as God. And it was always that of being a human having to achieve something of a higher nature. So it was never from the right cognition or the right understanding that I am already divine. And when I say I am, it's not just myself specifically, but all of us, that every single one of us is a manifestation of the divine. So Swamiji has shared that where we start in spirituality is really, really important, because that's often where we remain. So the right cognition and the right understanding is a very, very important part in how we travel along this journey towards our self-realization. So as I shared before Swamiji, I wouldn't have even imagined that living a higher existence, that that people could live enlightened. I believe that it was a very rare thing, and surely when you see the tricks of the so-called mind and the ego, the identity, I can really appreciate, yes, how difficult it is to overcome the tricks of the mind, the tricks of how it keeps holding you to your beliefs and your identity again and again and again. So Swamiji, in a video, in an interview rather, shared that Guru is like your GPS, right? So he called it your Guru positioning system, which I love. And it is really like having a GPS. It's like when you're traversing through the wilderness of your seeking, you can get lost, and it's very easy to become complacent and to perceive about yourself that, yes, when a satori experience happens or when a certain truth clicks with you, it's very easy to fall into the arrogance and perhaps even being naive and thinking that you've achieved more than the end result. And that's what Guru is there for, is to guide you continuously and to remind you and to work on you in ways that is really required. So ultimately, yes, the Guru is an outer manifestation of your inner self, and it is important to realize the Guru within you. It's all of us will end up going back into ourselves to experience our Guru as our very self, undoubtedly. To get to that point itself, it takes a lot of sadhana, tapas sometimes, it takes a lot of work. And in order to remain humble in order to actually gauge where we really are, it is very important to have a guru. That's my humble opinion and my strong belief. I know there's many people that argue against that, and no doubt that yes, you have to go beyond Guru's form and experience him within yourself. There's no doubt. But as I said, to get to that point itself, it really needs some grace. And that grace can really ultimately only come from him. And it's not just Swamiji which shares that. I've read many books now from Ramana Maharishi, and I've seen how the grace of the Guru, whether it's just a look from the Guru, whether it's the touch of the Guru, an initiation, sometimes just being in the Guru's breathing space, that can give that transformation for that being, that ripened being, to have the full experience of self-realization and never have to play with the ego again. For many of us, that ripening process itself, the Guru is needed for that. His breathing space is needed for that. His grace is needed for that. So I think it's a very important tradition, and one that has been very much abused and is continuously being abused, and not enough value is placed on the guru-disciple relationship, how sacred that actually is, and the role the Guru plays for the disciple, how the Guru actually guides the disciple to whatever their being is ultimately seeking for. So I leave this here for whoever needs to see it, and I know the Guru is the greatest thing that a being will ever experience in their life. So if it's something that you're seeking for, having that strong desire is enough for you. So when the student is ready, the master appears. So have that strong intention, have that strong desire, and he will appear as an outer manifestation of yourself and will guide you to your ultimate ananda, your ultimate bliss. So any questions that you have that you want to ask about guru-disciple relationship, or anything you want to share, feel free to share. And I'd love to make more videos about this topic if you're interested about hearing more about it in the future. So thanks. Until next time, Nityananda.